Liberals and New Democrats joining forces to stop Canadians from getting the truth. Hi, I'm Brian Lilley, political columnist for the Toronto Sun. On Monday afternoon, a Commons committee was meeting. The Ethics Committee had called RCMP Commissioner Mike Duhaime to come forward and answer questions on why the Mounties stopped an investigation into the SNC-Lavalin affair and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's role in it. They had been investigating obstruction of justice by the Prime Minister or those in his office. But after Trudeau refused to hand over documents citing cabinet confidence, the RCMP packed up their investigation and walked away. That's news we found out just over a week ago due to access to information documents being released. Well, the RCMP commissioner was there, the committee was ready to move, and then the Liberals called a motion to adjourn. And like that, the meeting was shut down. Take a look.
The vote has passed with apologies to the Commissioner and the Staff Sergeant. This meeting is adjourned.
So what does this mean? What happens next? Are the Conservatives just going to drop this or push for more? Mike Barrett is the Conservative critic on ethics and accountability and joins me from Ottawa. So Mr. Barrett, what happened? The RCMP Commissioner was there, a motion to adjourn. A lot of people asking me, how can this happen? Now, I know parliamentary procedure. I know this is how it works, but it still seems like dirty pool by the Liberals and the NDP.
Absolutely. We had the cover-up coalition protecting the Prime Minister when we had fresh revelations from access to information documents that media got their hands on last week that showed the Prime Minister concealed documents under the excuse of cabinet confidence to avoid them being able to launch a criminal investigation as it pertained to his role in the SNC-Lavalin scandal. And so,
let's back that up a little bit.
Sure.
The RCMP were looking into whether the Prime Minister obstructed justice. They asked for documents. They asked for access to documents in his office, and he said, "No, these are cabinet confidences." Isn't that obstructing justice to obstruct an investigation into obstructing justice?
Yeah, look, the purpose of cabinet confidence is so that that cabinet ministers can have frank discussions, and the results of cabinet decisions we usually see in the form of regulation or legislation or policy direction that gets reported out by the minister responsible or by the Prime Minister. It was never envisioned that the parliamentary protection that allows for this cabinet confidence convention would be used to protect a Prime Minister from potential investigations into alleged criminality like obstruction of justice. So it's unbelievable, and we've seen this theme. This is a theme that we also saw with the Prime Minister's trip to Billionaire Island years ago, and the connection there is that the RCMP weren't able to, quote, productively pursue a criminal investigation with the charge of frauds on government. And this is a Prime Minister who uses his position to hide from accountability, not just from Parliament and from Canadians, but also from law enforcement.
Well, when the story first broke, I was actually at the news conference where Prime Minister Trudeau was first asked about this. And of course, we've all seen the clip, him saying that the story was false. I was there. We asked that question. It was asked it multiple times. I didn't get to ask it, but multiple times he was asked, multiple times he said, the story in the Globe is false. Fast forward a little bit, he finally admits, yeah, something happened, but it wasn't untoward. I'll allow committees to do all this. He took the high road. He allowed Jody Wilson-Raybould to go and testify. But then when things got too close at that committee, he shut it down. And he has shut down everything since, every time somebody gets close. And now it's the RCMP. Do you have next steps that you can take to try and get to the bottom of this? Is this just a procedural move that stops the commissioner from testifying now, or is there something more that you can do later on that the Liberals and the NDP, what you call the cover-up coalition, won't be able to stop?
Well, this is a question of what tolerance the NDP has for being complicit in this cover-up that they've been roped into with the Liberals. I've read their confidence and supply agreement, the deal that structures their coalition, I don't see anything in there about the NDP having to be complicit in this type of situation. So they've got another opportunity. We'll give them another opportunity because this is too important. Canadians need to have confidence in their democratic institutions. The Prime Minister's office doesn't belong to one person; it belongs to Canadians, and so it can't be broken. Canadians' confidence in the executive branch of government can't be left broken by Justin Trudeau. So I put a motion on notice that will give us the opportunity to revisit this issue at committee, and I'm not. I won't be surprised to hear the types of resistance that we get from the Liberals, but I think that the other opposition parties are going to get strong encouragement from Canadians and certainly from the official opposition, Canada's Conservatives, to do the right thing and allow this thing to see the light of day.
The NDP, as you say, will face a lot of pressure, but will the Liberals be able to use procedural moves? I mean, Mona Fortier, when she moved her motion to adjourn, and most people don't know that any member can move to adjourn and you've got to vote on it right away, non-debatable. She did that. Are they going to try and move heaven and earth to stop this from coming back?
Well, I would expect their standard tactic has been the filibuster. They use that to, it's pretty interesting. Liberals will always filibuster to cover for other Liberals and to hide their indiscretions and mistakes and potential criminality. And Conservatives, we will filibuster for accountability. So we have two very different uses of that procedural technique or tactic. And I would expect that would be one that the Liberals would deploy. But again, they're also going to get a tremendous amount of pressure on this, and they're going to need to make a decision if it's going to be if there's going to be more pain for a very unpopular Prime Minister. Because look, Brian, after 8 years of Justin Trudeau, Canadians have seen the shine come off the penny, and they're hurting, and they aren't going to have a lot of tolerance for a Prime Minister who's has his MPs filibustering or blocking committee attempts to get answers when they're just trying to feed their families and heat their homes. So they'll be feeling pressure as well.
Okay, let's play devil's advocate. Mona Fortier said you calling the RCMP commissioner on such short notice was an abuse of power, an abuse of process. Was it an abuse? Did you guys use an underhanded move to get the RCMP commissioner there? He was there. I mean, Mike DeHame, who's now the commissioner, was there, ready to testify, ready to answer your questions. So he didn't seem bothered by it, but she said it was an abuse. Did you use underhanded methods to get this meeting?
Well, it would seem that the Liberals have trouble following the rules like they do with ethics laws. Found guilty, several members of their cabinet have been found guilty. We have multiple attempts by the RCMP to investigate the Prime Minister for criminality, which he's blocked. That's what we're talking about today, block those investigations. So they don't seem to understand ethics laws. They don't understand the criminal code. They also don't understand parliamentary procedure. And the chair, of course, can call a meeting and, of course, can invite witnesses. And that's exactly what happened. And proper meeting notice was given. This was something that the chair decided to do. And I think it was an excellent use of the committee's time, and unfortunate that for the Liberals that these opposition chaired committees, these accountability committees like government operations and public accounts and the ethics committee, they don't get their way. They don't have a chair who takes instructions from the Prime Minister's office. So this followed the standing order, Standing Order 1083H, I believe. And John Broussard is the chair of the committee. He followed it, gave proper notice, and actually gave all of the vice chairs and the Conservative lead, myself on the committee, a heads up before the meeting notice went out, which was a courtesy and not required. But meeting notice was followed, standing orders were followed, and that would be borne out by the clerk had Ms. Fortier thought to ask that a committee. But I think that that she knew that the answer she would have got back was all of the rules were followed, and they just don't like when they don't get their way.
All right, Mike Barrett, thanks for the time today.
Thanks so much, Brian.
Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Share this on social media where you still can. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.